지금 다운로드 받으세요.
So fun to watch. Well, aLive wanted 2 wins this season, but he's actually already gotten a 3rd. I don't know, it's a weird victory post sign.
That's a big FU to all the British fans we have out there.
Yeah. Well,
he's talking about.
He's like, well, I guess you guys aren't in the EU now. What?
Live, man.
Well, Reality actually has been fielded quite a few more times, 12 times in total, 7-5. Samsung not showing a lot of depth this season with their roster, so Reality has been getting them more points than giving points away. And look at that. That's a split on the foreigner side of things.
Yeah. Taste and GTR, the based Taste, going for that, as well as Kanata. Let's see how it goes down here in another mirror match of a TBT on Frozen Temple. Down here in the bottom right in the red for Samsung Galaxy Con, it's Reality.
And his opponent to the top left in blue, it's aLive.
It's aLive.
aLive. That joke never gets old. Like, literally never.
Yeah. It was funny this time, too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Wasn't it funny?
Oh, man.
Now, if you look towards aLive's face, and you look just above, well, a little bit more than just above, because I'm not actually even talking about his hair, although I have done that quite a bit in the past. aLive looked best when he had orange hair. Fnatic colored when he was on Fnatic. But anyway, you could see this hashtag SPL sort of thing over there. Now, the cool thing about that is that if you actually put that hashtag in front of the letters SPL and tweet something, then when you click that hashtag, you can see the other people that are tweeting about this event as well. And you can actually have like a little bit of a discussion with them and see what other people are thinking. So I highly recommend that everybody out there who does tweet about Pro League uses that hashtag so other people can find like-minded people that love this video game that we play and talk about for a living. So, yeah. I definitely would say hashtag it, put it in your tweets. Don't just tweet, wow, that was a great game. Put, wow, that was a great game. Hashtag SPL. Okay.
Yeah. And keep it related. No tweets like, oh, that was a fantastic Overwatch game I just played. Hashtag SPL.
Yeah, that would be the wrong time to use the hashtag SPL.
Although we do appreciate all the hashtags. You know, keep it relative, related.
Yeah.
Relative to the topic.
Otherwise,
here.
you ruin the hashtag. Okay, that's what the point of the hashtag is, to find related content. Now, if you said, just took the best bath of my life, I'm so clean, hashtag SPL, that would also be the incorrect time to use the hashtag SPL.
Unless you had your laptop in the bathroom and you were watching SPL at the same time. Then it would be very related and funny.
Absolutely. In fact, if you are watching SPL in the bathroom right now, you should probably tweet about it with the hashtag SPL.
Yeah.
Now that we've gotten that out of the way.
Like yourself after the bath.
Now that we've gotten that out of the way. This is a very similar build that we're seeing from both players, or rather similar to what we saw in the previous match with these two players. One going for a faster CC, the other going for a faster factory, and then potentially even one-base play here with a proxy starport, in fact, so not even in his main base. Whoa. So aggressive aggro aLive. And don't forget, aLive's icon in Star League is actually the cloak icon because he's so famous for using cloak banshees. And sometimes ghosts, but mostly cloak banshees.
And yeah, I mean, this definitely should be a one-base play, at least to start. We'll see how this goes. Gets his guy hopped back there by the grenade. There is already a bunker, which is actually a really nice move there by Reality to try to help this out.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. He's going to commit up here, does take that grenade shot, but he can still actually continue to fight this. And if he baits them underneath, or baits them to where the Hellions are underneath, he could actually get that shot. Just kind of trying to weaken all these units for the follow-up with that Liberator, I suppose.
Now, Liberator is going to be very hard to kill unless he makes a Viking, which he is. Wow. All safety here from Reality. Even a Cyclone in the mix.
I'm curious what's going to happen next. Is he going to just send the starport home? I guess so. The Reaper sees this. by the way. Cyclone going to be incredibly useful here. Reality is just saying, like, okay, I just play safe and I win against no matter what aLive's going to throw at me. 4 Marines versus 3 Reapers. The Reapers win that fight just barely. And here's the Liberator as well, but it doesn't matter because there is a Viking. He just evacuates these units.
The Marines do get focused down, but there's already more Marines as well as a Cyclone, so should be able to kill these units.
He wanted to get a grenade shot off there. Hellions doing harass down here, but it's not that many kills. Although,
Well,
as I had to say it, 9 in total.
Yeah, 9 kills, and I think the majority of those were from the Hellions and the Naturals, so really nicely done there, actually, with the dual-pronged harass. And this isn't going to be all in. He is making a CC behind this, of course.
Yeah, but he sent the starport home very quickly as well. I love the Cyclone. Actually, I used to not like it. I was like, at first I was like, it looks cool, but it's got a silly animation, and people were massing them, and I was like, that's boring. And then I was like, they nerfed it, so it's like not in the meta, but it has like a very unique place in the early game where it's so powerful there, and it can do so much, and it's like a hunter, a killer. The poke we saw from Forte earlier using it against the Pylon in the game versus Hero. I'm loving Cyclones now. I'm liking them a lot.
Yeah, definitely cool unit. And we're seeing aLive taking a fast third base, too. And he wants to keep some aggression up here on the map. There's a drop coming out of Reality, though, going along the left side here. And we'll see what kind of damage this can get done.
Yeah, there's a few units nearby, but that's not enough, in fact. 4 Marines versus 6. If you do simple math, you'll know that he will have to pull the SCVs if he wants to win that fight. And in fact, he doesn't want to do that either because he'll lose more SCVs. So surprised that he lifts up here because he could have won that fight, but he probably expected more units were coming besides the 4 Marines. So that lack of information actually working in aLive's favor. He's actually made 2 Cyclones here, which I don't know about that. I'm like, I like the Cyclone, but only when it's by itself. I don't know if I like 2 Cyclones.
Ooh, nice scout here with that Hellion. Does see at least one of the drops. I think it did see both.
He's going to try to intercept here, but he's just out of range. In reality, knowing that there are Cyclones on the map, well, never mind. I was going to say he's just going to push by ground instead. Wow, look at this, man. Well, aLive is hunting for everything here. He's going to commit the Vikings, but I don't know if that's the right choice.
Forces a boost, I suppose. And the Cyclones
he
are
doesn't
over
have
here.
The boost anymore, and look, almost got that medevac. Just needed to maintain vision. The Viking's going to get vision of this tank here, but he can just cancel the lock-on with the medevac. There's like a few reasons why Cyclones aren't that good because of things like this, but they still have a place.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to save that third base. You see that Reality back at home is now making a third base, but this has been up. It hasn't been mining, but it's been there. At least he has it done.
Oh, Cyclone versus Cyclone.
The Marine cheated.
Yeah, the Marine cheated. That was.
He didn't let them one-on-one.
Well, this is a really scary push from Reality, but the positioning of aLive means that this just can't go much further. And yeah, you mentioned that the base didn't really mine, but now it's a third mule and also an SCV maker, so his SCV count is going to get caught back up. It's actually only 4 behind right now. He's being so aggressive with his Vikings, and I really like it.
Look at him on the hunt here.
Yeah, he's just looking for any tiny edge he can get in this game. And the execution on that push that we saw earlier, too, was superb. This Hellion keeps spawning everything. Like, he basically is playing so well with controlling vision on the map that nothing that Reality does is unknown to him.
Look at this. He's going to be able to snipe that full
He might get the
medevac.
second one. Okay, he will get it if he chases it, but he almost got the tanks as well.
Those poor tanks, they have to just roll on home.
He's continuing to look for it. He's actually on track to intercept it. Luckily for Reality, he should see this and turn it away. He does. You can see it on the mini-map. He's also going for his own drop at the same time while he's pulling units away with Viking pressure. What in the world? This is so, so sick.
So sick, Tasteless. This is unbelievable.
Chills. TM.
Well, here we go. Comes in right as the turret finishes, but he is going to get all these units down on the ground.
All right, well, he can take this turret out to secure an escape and then start working on some more of these barracks. This one barracks didn't even finish. He's got a CC at the third as well.
How many flying units is he going to snipe with these Marines? Jeez. Well, there he goes. That's a really healthy amount of damage there. And he's not done yet. He still has these medevacs with the tanks in them. Does have to pick up now. Does.
Oh my god, he gets... What?
I thought he actually had to pick up, but he didn't. aLive is a better player than I am.
Well, if that tank on the right side wasn't there, he'd be like, well, yeah, okay, drop. Fine, I'll just hit your CC one more time, because tanks can't shoot each other when they're in melee range of each other.
Yeah.
He's done so much damage with this, and now he's going to come over to the right side. He's affecting production with these moves. Like, he's killing barracks, he's stopping them from finishing.
He's doing everything ahead of reality. He's gotten 2-2 ahead of reality, or not 2-2, the double upgrades ahead of reality. He's gotten a third base ahead of reality. He's doing more harass than reality is. He's just really crushing him here in this game.
He's out-realitying reality.
Yeah, he's showing him the reality of his bad situation.
And now he's going to be up a whole set of upgrades, as you mentioned. And I have a feeling he will have 2-2 faster than reality, as you were predicting, basically.
Armory has been completed, actually, by aLive here. He can get that 2-2 if he wants.
Just focusing on his harass multitasking instead. There's the 2 attack. Where's that armor at? He's got the gas for it.
Where's that? Where's the +1 vehicle?
By the way,
is it alive?
I want to mention that reality has not had combat shield this entire time and is only just now starting that. So that definitely played a key factor in some of those last engages. And he still doesn't have it. So, like, if he fights Marines here, if aLive fights Marines with this drop, it's going to be a good trade, pretty much no matter what.
Wow, this is like deja vu, except this time there's one less tank. Coming in now is reality for the defense.
He doesn't have combat shield still, so they can actually trade with those Marines. Looks like he's going to kill the extra depot here. More harass going down here. Reality is crumbling under the pressure of this multi-pronged harass from aLive. The last time reality moved across the map was when he did that push, but he has not been on the other side of the map this entire game because of all the pressure that aLive is putting on him. Probably doesn't even have time to look at the mini-map. He's looking at his main base where aLive's already killing his SCVs.
Yeah, and the drops don't end there. We got another couple of medevacs coming across here from both players.
Oh, he's going to try to snipe the sensor tower. It burns, but a good repair.
Yeah, nicely done. And here is reality's drop. He wants to go into the main, but look at this.
Oh my god, he's just one step ahead.
Look at the timing, man. That's unbelievable.
I mean, he can still drop these, but it's not going to be as effective. Living proof of that is aLive's drop, where he just flew over turrets every time and then killed them and forced reality to remake them.
And he's going to do it again, it looks like.
It looks that way. Oh, that scan tips reality off, though. He's like, why would you scan me there? I think you're doing a drop.
He sent like one unit over into sensor tower range, and he drew a lot of the units of reality over to the third base. That would have been a great time to drop the main, but he actually missed the timing this time.
aLive looks ready to move out and start putting on some heavier pressure with siege tanks and these medevacs here. It is a better tank count for aLive at 6-4 currently. And he's about to have 2-2 faster than reality, as you correctly predicted earlier. And +1 is going to be done about the same time for both these players. There's the turret ring. He hesitates for a minute. That's going to cost him a medevac. But he still gets the drop out. This is going to force aLive to respond.
And he's pulling units back. And he still has this small force out here, but it gets scanned. And it is smaller than the bulk of reality's army, so he does have to back off.
All right.
And
+3 started immediately for aLive.
Immediately, that was really nice. And the armor upgrade has always been behind here for reality, strangely enough. And he hasn't started the +3 attack either, so he's getting behind there. Some units still alive. They will eventually be cleaned up. Reality also took a fourth base ahead of, or not reality, aLive took a fourth base ahead of reality.
And aLive is just a scan demon. Like, he's going to scan every second he's got 50 energy. He's like, I don't have mules. I'm not playing with mules. He has a concave at the top of the ramp. Look at this. Tanks come up, and they're getting good shots off. This is a great fight for reality.
Yeah, really fantastic one. And now he's got his tanks in range of these barracks that were made. Outside the base, another drop comes out here, but aLive's army was split, so he has to actually pull everything back, and he might actually lose that orbital.
I think he will if reality chases it down. He's not, so a very lucky move, or a very lucky situation for aLive. Tanks coming in for the flank, but they're in siege tank range, and reality is just going to pop them all down. The Marines coming from the side will actually even up the supplies here. And don't forget, during all of this, aLive still has that fourth base. His third base is replaced. But I was calling him a scan demon earlier because he's always aware of where Reality's army is. It doesn't matter how much money it's going to cost him to know. He is going to know where that army is and whether he can drop or not, or where the pushes are coming from. And it's, look, there's another one. Every single time he's like, if he's like a little bit unsure, like even like 2%, if he's only 98% sure where Reality's army is, the 2% makes him scan. He's like, no, I want to know exactly where it is and what it looks like and how many tanks are in it.
He's got great flow, I'd call it, you know, where he's one step ahead, you know, like we keep talking about, but he's always thinking about what's going on during the game, you know. He's not just going through the motions. He's like, okay, you know, the dust has settled here, but I should expect another drop here in just a second. Let me scan right now. Yeah. And it looked like Reality was going for a drop right when the scan landed, and it wasn't the first time either.
Yeah, and if you compare, I mean, Reality did just get a nice scan off onto this this drop here and actually allows him to respond, but some of the scans just even Reality have missed, which is also a good scan oftentimes because it lets you know, okay, he's moving out, he's going to attack me, for example. aLive scans almost never miss, which is a good indication that he knows exactly where Reality's army should be at every moment in time, but he just wants to be 100% sure. Some of these scans, that's why I'm calling him the scan demon. It's like, sometimes it's like really unnecessary. Like this scan right here.
Well, I mean, he is moving in, so he definitely wants to make sure he can get position. And look at this. Reality's army is totally out of position, and now he has to come all the way back.
And now he's got control of the ramp. And in TVT, if you get control of the ramp with siege tanks, bad things happen to whoever's ramp is controlled. In this case, it's Reality.
Oh,
this
boy.
orbital is going to go down.
17 SCV kills and an orbital. Reality does come back here to try to stop this, and he does have a bigger army.
I feel like that was, he stayed a bit too long there. But nice damage because the fourth base of Reality is really just a lifted orbital from the main. So he's on 2 CCs now. And aLive is taking a 5th base, has taken a 5th base with his orbital from the main. So medevac empty here.
Just passing through.
Just checking out the base. All right, this Viking aggression from aLive is getting out of control.
Yeah. Calm down, aLive. Well, now look at this. I mean, both these armies are going to go around each other, but the tank line up here at the top of the ramp is going to do a lot of damage to these Marines, although the majority of them do stay alive.
He's so much more damage. It's like not even stemming to kill that one tank, but he is at the base faster than aLive is at his. Let's see if aLive decides to turn around. I see medevac swimming back. I think he is going to turn around with part of his army, but he stopped mining. There's no mining for Reality right now.
And meanwhile, there's 2 bases going for aLive. 3 bases if you count that half a base that we got at the natural.
Yeah, but that won't matter if he can't make Marines, right? So this is a smart move by Reality. This game is so close right now.
The army supplies are actually in favor of Reality. Reality has a bigger army here. So if Reality can take a good fight, he definitely can take this game.
Yeah, I think aLive needs to start building more barracks with the extra money that he has. Look, he has 1,000 minerals, but he can't. The Marines is making or dying because he lost control of his production. He needs to make more barracks right now. If he could just live and make more units, he wins the game. He has +3 attack on his Marines. You know, all he needs to just do is make more barracks so he can actually get them out. Looks like he's going to drive this army out, trying with a SCV pull even.
Here we go, dropping out those tanks. And all the tanks here of Reality are going to go down as the Marines come from the main too. And that's totally cleaned up.
Yeah, both players on the same upgrades except the +2 tanks for aLive, but he just fought in better locations there.
And Reality's army wasn't totally together. He was still defending at home, and he's still not mining.
Yeah, he's not mining at all. Look, his minerals are going down because he's repairing something. He's repairing this orbital. The last orbital he has in this game, he's repairing it. And now he can't even repair it anymore because he doesn't have any minerals, 0 minerals. It's finally going to go over and land, but aLive is building Marines this entire time. And I was saying he needed to build extra barracks, but it doesn't matter because Reality was pushed off, so he can use the rest of the barracks he had earlier. He could have better production than he does now, but he's still at decent. And Reality's going to fight this bad fight.
Not much else he can do. Had to take this last one, but that's going to be it down to 16 supply now. And there is literally no hope here for Reality. Some GG scans going down, and GG.
GG. And the scan demon, man. He was scanning everything so hard in that game. He had so much vision.
The scheming.
And he did do that one scan. The one scan I was even going to say was unnecessary, but that was the scan that allowed him to do that move that he did there at the end. And it's not to say that Reality wasn't scanning. I just feel like when you compare those 2 players' play, aLive was hyper aggressive, and he was always knowing the exact angle to come in from, or when he could come in, or when it was time to back off, because he just scanned all the time.
Such a smart player, this guy. It's always a treat to watch aLive play. TVTs are a lot of fun to watch him in, of course. And really, he played a good game, but he did actually just get outmatched there and outplayed.
He was just outplayed in the early game, you know, and that was where a lot of it went wrong for him. But he took a few fights in the late game that almost turned the game around. That's funny how in TVT, if you have that one slaughter fight, even if you were losing the whole game, you win. Doesn't matter how hard he harassed you. If you win that one fight, you win the game. So scary moments there for aLive, but he kept it cool. And that ties us up 1-1 here.
Yeah, we're going to jump into game number 3, Solar versus Bomber, after a quick 4-minute commercial break. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're only just getting started here for Samsung versus Afreeca.